Standing on the Precipice. I think one of the things I like about books being made into films is that there is always a considerable delay between the book being published and the film being made and released. I find that my memory of the books is a bit hazy when I see the film, and often the differences in the film do not coincide with my memory. So inevitably I will reread the book just to see what has been changed. Ultimately, I stand by my opinion that the book is always better than the film, because the film is, after all, someone else's interpretation of the story. I know that after seeing the visual representation of the characters and scenery, that will be what stays with me even when I revisit the book. The author's intention is not always interpreted accurately, as scriptwriters and producers add their 2p's worth. I will say, though, that I am looking forward to seeing the film of Conclave, which is due to be released at the end of November. The book by Robert Harris is fabulous. It could have been tedious and boring. It's a close gathering of cardinals in the selection of the new pope, and it may not seem like riveting stuff. But the portrayal of each character makes such interesting reading with such drama and heightened tensions that I am looking forward to seeing how it is portrayed, especially the final scenes. It's billed as a mystery thriller. Ralph Fiennes and Stanley Tucci star in this with Isabella Rossellini, and it promises to be an entertaining watch. Maybe not quite as good as the book, however. We shall have to see. I may even have to read it again just to check. Robert Harris's new novel, Precipice, is just out, and I am halfway through it. It's based around Asquith's relationship with a younger woman around the time of the events which led to the start of the First World War. I heard the author talk about the research that he did from letters written by Asquith to his young friend, Venetia. Unfortunately, none of her letters to him remain, but there is apparently plenty of material to base his version of the story on. The frequency of letters, 2 or 3 a day, is astounding, but I suppose would be the equivalent of texts or emails today. The speed of delivery of said letters is also to be applauded. It's the same or next day delivery seems to be the norm at this time. Precipice is a masterpiece combining small, everyday details with the overarching background of world events. Asquith's distraction leads to a shocking lack of focus on the political events that lead inevitably to the war with Germany. His lack of discretion with national security is also in full view, as he shares documents and detailed information with Venetia during their assignations. It seems his need to keep her interest in him revolves around her taste for taking risks. She is young enough to be his daughter, yet they share an undeniable connection. The portrayal of both Asquith and Venetia by the author is in no way judgmental, and even Asquith's wife, Margot, is given a vulnerable side, which is in contrast to the cold-hearted portrayal of her seen before in history books. The characters come to life on the page, and as we follow them moving between political and public life to the carefree scenes of private rendezvous. As with all Robert Harris's novels, Precipice is another masterpiece and gives the reader a unique glimpse into the dramatic unfolding of history.